Since 2019, Makerere University School of Public Health, together with different partners, has been conducting research focusing on addressing the violation of the rights of Uganda's indigenous people, such as the Batwa, the Ik, and the Tepeth, as well as the rights of children in Karamoja impacted by child trafficking and destitution.
We were looking at their vulnerabilities, their marginalization, the manifestations, and then the drivers to their vulnerability or marginalization.
On Thursday, a report of this research was released showing that most indigenous communities like the Ik, Tepeth, and the Batwa remain cordoned off from major government programs. Taking the example of the Batwa people, it is reported that only 1% of them has access to education, despite it being a freely offered service by government.
And when people ask us a question that why there is universal primary education, there is universal secondary education, there is healthcare service, access to sales, why? And my issue is that the assumption is that people are the same, but the situation and the condition of marginalization of the Batwa makes it so difficult for them to fit within the whole packaging of service delivery.
They also lack institutional services, for example, schools, and also learning that their language was becoming extinct.
In a bid to revise this deplorable status of lifestyle among the indigenous people, government is working on an affirmative action.
Most of the indigenous communities or people tend to be subsumed by other tribes, and unless there is an affirmative action, okay, you find their culture disappearing in regard to language, in regard to regalia, okay, even in regard to the identity.
Fred Ngabirano, a commissioner for youth and children at the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, says this should be ready in 2 years' time.
And we are happy that this study, whose findings we are to receive today, is going to be a great input, okay, to widen our scope of focus. Because we have also come to know that there are some indigenous tribes that are not captured or are not included in the Constitution of Uganda. And that's the question of identity. So if they are there and the local leaders are saying, yes, they are recognized as independent groupings of people, then later it could be an issue when it comes to amendments within the Constitution. That's what we call the issue of visibility. Are they visible?
During the dissemination of these findings, Dr. Rhoda Wanyenze, the Dean, Makerere University School of Public Health, was represented by Professor Elzeus Rutebemberwa, who challenged researchers to come up with practical research-driven solutions to the numerous challenges identified.
Problems of today have already been done because of the previous mistakes. And what we need to do is to see that the next 50, 100 years are better than what we are. So the role of universities is to be like think tanks, to contribute to research and work with the communities and other countries and other partners to prepare us to the future.
The Voices of the Indigenous People of Uganda project is funded by USAID Uganda Mission through the Long-Term Assistance and Services for Research Partners for University-Led Solutions engine known as Lesser Pulse. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.